Think about your food delivery app for a second. Is it just a menu and a checkout button? Well, today we're going to look at how iFood is doing something way more. They're not just bringing you dinner, they're building an entire AI ecosystem that's designed to be pretty much unbeatable, with data at the very heart of everything they do.
So that's the big question, right? How in the world does a company that simply brings you food transform into a genuine AI powerhouse? And not just any powerhouse, one that competitors find almost impossible to replicate. All right, to really get this, we're going to break it down into 5 parts. First, we'll look at the seriously risky business model that forced them to change. Then, we'll follow a single order to see the AI in action. After that, we'll zoom out to see their growth flywheel. Check out the incredible financial results. And finally, we'll uncover what makes their advantage so hard to copy. Okay, let's kick things off at the very beginning. You know, every great strategy usually starts with a huge problem. And for iFood, that problem was a business model that was living right on the edge. Dangerously dependent on one single, very vulnerable source of income. And yeah, take a look at this. This chart tells the whole story. A staggering 88% of all their money came from just one place, delivery commissions. That's not just a business model, that's a massive strategic risk. Think about it. One new competitor, one little squeeze on their margins, and the entire company could be in trouble. This right here, this is the fire that lit the whole transformation. Okay, so we know the why. Now let's get into the how. And honestly, the best way to see it is to just follow one simple order from start to finish. We're going to see how they inject intelligence at every single turn. So picture this. You want to order food with some friends. Instead of that annoying back and forth in different apps, you just start a group order right there in your chat. Right away, a small solo order turns into a big, valuable group one. But then the AI kicks in. Maybe it notices you've ordered similar things and suggests a healthier option. Suddenly, your final choice isn't just your choice anymore. It's influenced by what your friends are getting. And just like that, in a few taps, what was just a dinner plan is now a total goldmine of data. And get this, the result of that one little social feature, the average order value doubled. That's insane! It just goes to show you, if you make things a little easier and lean into how people actually behave, the financial impact can be absolutely massive. But it's not just about making the orders bigger. It goes way deeper. By collecting anonymized health data, with permission of course, iFood opened up a whole new door for making money. We're talking about 40 million Brazilian reais a year just from partnerships with health plans. All of a sudden, they're not just a food app, they're a wellness company. And this is really smart. This whole intelligence thing doesn't just make money, it saves money. All those social features, they become a free marketing engine. Friends recommend stuff, people join in, and what happens? Bam! Customer acquisition costs drop by 25%. They basically turned all of their users into their new marketing department. All right, so that was the micro level, a single order. Now let's pull back and look at the big picture. Let's see how all these different pieces fit together to create this unstoppable momentum. And we're going to talk about a flywheel. If you haven't heard that term, it's super simple. It's basically a cycle where every single part makes the other parts stronger. So the whole thing just spins faster and faster and faster. It's exponential growth, not just slow, step-by-step progress. So here's how their logistics flywheel works. Step 1. They get corporate accounts. That means tons of predictable orders at lunchtime, right? Step 2. Because the demand is so consistent, couriers can be way more efficient and make more reliable money. Step 3. Happy couriers stick around and more of them join, making the network stronger. And here's the magic part. Step 4. A stronger network means fewer price surges and faster deliveries for everyone. And guess who loves that? More corporate accounts. And the whole thing just starts over, but spinning even faster. It's a beautiful, self-reinforcing loop. Okay, the flywheel is a cool concept, for sure. But here's the million-dollar question. Or I guess the multi-million-dollar question. Did it actually work? Let's look at the numbers. And this chart, wow, this is the ultimate before and after shot. Remember that scary 88% number from the beginning? Well, in just 3 years, it drops all the way down to 42%. And where did the rest of the money come from? All those new businesses, ads, fintech, you name it. They didn't just add a little side income, they flipped their entire business model on its head. Now that is a resilient company. And just one of those new streams, their ads platform, could bring in over 300 million reais. Think about that. For these restaurants, iFood isn't just a delivery service anymore. They're a core marketing partner. And it's the same story with fintech. We're talking another 150 million plus from services like giving loans to restaurants, and they can do this because they have the sales data. They can offer better, safer loans than a traditional bank ever could. It's just genius. But again, it's not just about the money they're making. This is so key. By offering these financial services, they get restaurants to stick around. Churn drops by a massive 40%. Why? Well, because if iFood is also your bank, you're not going anywhere. It creates this incredible, powerful stickiness. So let's bring this all home. What's the final result of all this work? Well, they haven't just built a bunch of cool new services. They've built a fortress, a competitive moat that is just so incredibly hard for anyone else to get across. And this slide really nails the difference. You look at their competitors, and they're all trying to be the best at one thing: the fastest delivery, the biggest menu. But iFood? They're playing a totally different game. They're building an ecosystem where all the parts talk to each other, making the whole system smarter.
And this right here is the key takeaway from this whole explainer. A competitor could come along and say, hey, we'll offer loans too. But what they can't copy is the intelligence that comes from everything working together at the same time. The magic isn't in the individual pieces, it's in how all the pieces connect and interact. And that leaves us with one final fascinating question. It's not about whether this strategy works. We've clearly seen that it does. The real question now is, how do you hit the accelerator on something that nobody else can even build? Because every single time someone places an order, this advantage doesn't just get a little bigger. It compounds. It gets exponentially stronger.